Hello and welcome to the Playworms. Today we shall be looking at the movie The Exorcist. Before Conjuring, before Evil Dead, before The Ring, there was The Exorcist. The most horror movie of all time to this day. If you watch it today, it might not scare you, but it will still creep you out. On its release, people ran away from theaters.
I'm not going back in there.
I have a friend in there alone, and I don't want to leave her in there alone.
People had been reported to faint and throw up in the cinemas. No one had ever seen anything like this outside of a grindhouse theater, and they were not prepared for it. The movie starts with the At Hand and also ends with At Hayan, which is quite creepy to be put in a West movie where there is no indication of Islam religion. The At Hand at the beginning of the film signals that all was well prior to Pazuzu's release by the archaeological dig, and the At Hand at the end indicates that the reign of good over evil has been restored. Pazuzu is a mythical creature. Pazuzu was created as an angel to worship and serve God. After rebelling against God with Lucifer, God banished them and all their cohorts from heaven, and they became demons. The story unfolds in the early 1970s, primarily in the quiet, picturesque neighborhood of Georgetown. The central focus is on a house where a seemingly idyllic mother-daughter duo resides. Act 1. In the serene and unassuming streets of Georgetown in 1973, we meet Regan McNeil, a bright and innocent 12-year-old girl, and her mother, Chris McNeil, a successful actress known for her vibrant career and devoted love for her daughter. Father Damien Carras, a compassionate Catholic priest, carries a heavy burden of doubt and guilt as he grapples with a crisis of faith and the haunting memories of his past. Regan's life, initially idyllic, takes a dark turn as she begins exhibiting strange behavior. It starts with harmless sleepwalking and evolves into unsettling conversations with an imaginary friend known as Captain Howdy. Regan tells her mom that she cannot sleep in her bed because her bed is shaking. On one night party, Regan comes down in front of adults and says you're gonna die up there. And she pees on the floor. After her mother gives her bath and puts her to bed. And bed starts shaking heavily. Chris takes her to doctors and they cannot find anything. As her actions grow increasingly bizarre, including self-inflicted harm and disturbing outbursts, Chris's concern deepens. Chris, asks Doctor, how can she fly up like that? To which Doc says it's pathological abnormal strength and split personality. The peaceful Georgetown neighborhood stands in stark contrast to the mounting darkness within their home. Doctor once again goes through her x-rays to see if there is some disorder in the brain, but cannot find anything. Doctor suggests Chris to look for a father. She might need to perform exorcism on her daughter. Chris takes her daughter to home. After the guest is gone, she hears Regan screaming. She runs upstairs to check. She sees Regan being violent with the Jesus cross and hits Chris. Regan moves her head around 360 and says, you know what she did? The demon face is often flashed in the movie. When Regan is being diagnosed in the clinic, it shows when Chris comes home and goes into the kitchen and she's looking for Sharon. It flashes in a dim, faded light. Chuck tells Sharon and Chris that Burke's dead. And Regan comes down the stairs with her upside-down body, shocking everyone. Once it is flashed when Karas is taking a run in the morning, and it suddenly appears on a black screen for some mini-seconds. Act 2, the descent into darkness. Desperate for answers, and watching her daughter's condition worsen, Chris reaches out to Father Karas. Initially skeptical of supernatural explanations, Karas investigates Regan's case from a psychological perspective, determined to find rational solutions. Yet, the inexplicable events he witnesses begin to shatter his skepticism. During interviews with Regan, he confronts her demonic alter ego, witnessing violent and erratic behavior, including levitation and the use of profanities that shock all present. Medical professionals remain baffled by Regan's condition, unable to provide a diagnosis or cure. Chris's desperation grows, and she clings to the hope that the church may hold the answers. As the darkness in Regan deepens, it becomes clear that an evil force has taken hold of her, and her mother is powerless to save her. Act 3. The Exorcism. The church authorizes an exorcism, recognizing the malevolent force at work within Regan. Father Lancaster Merrin, an experienced exorcist who has faced evil before, arrives to assist Father Karras. The exorcism begins with a palpable sense of dread. Regan, now fully possessed by a malevolent entity, unleashes horrifying supernatural abilities, manipulating reality itself. The demon torments Father Karras by exposing his inner demons and exploiting his faltering faith. Father Merrin, unwavering in his resolve, engages in a battle of wills with the demon, drawing upon his past experiences. The exorcism becomes a protracted and intense ordeal, testing the physical and emotional limits of the priests. The Vatican sends a liaison to oversee the exorcism, adding tension and complexity to the dire situation. The demonic entity grows increasingly desperate and relentless, pushing the priests to their limits. As the battle rages on, the lines between good and evil blur, and the priests must confront their own inner demons in the process. Father Karras, in particular, struggles with his faith and the guilt he carries from his past. Act 4. Sacrifice and Redemption. After a grueling battle, the demon is finally expelled from Regan, but the victory comes at a great cost. Father Merrin succumbs to the physical and emotional toll of the exorcism, passing away as a result. Regan, now freed from possession, is reunited with her mother, but bears the scars of her harrowing ordeal. Well, here ends our today's video. Consider sharing the video and subscribing to our channel to support our work.